I'm gonna shake my maracas. It's the only legal way I can do it.
Shake them like a Polaroid picture. Shake them like a Polaroid picture.
Not exactly Shabbat.
You got it. Yeah. I'll just vamp until you come in. Great.
Shabbat Shabbat Shalom, everyone.
Shabbat Shalom.
So good to see all of you here. Welcome to Temple Akiba and to our Kabbalat Shabbat service. Just wanted to take a deep breath and breathe some Shabbat beauty in. And let's exhale and let all of the traffic, the really bad traffic tonight, out of our system so we can enjoy this experience. My name is Cantor Lonnie Freilich, and we have a very different looking Kabbalat Shabbat band with us tonight. So before I get into the reasons why, I wanted to introduce them. So with us tonight, we are so lucky to have our quasi-rabbinic intern, our unofficial. Sure. So Eric Rosenstein, who is in his almost last year of rabbinic school at Hebrew Union College, Jewish Institute of Religion. We have Dr. Jonathan Gording on the dobro.
Hey.
We have Elizabeth Slotowitz joining us again tonight. Welcome back.
Shabbat Shalom.
We have our official cantorial intern, Bryce Magdal, who's with us this evening.
Right.
And joining us for the first time, we're so excited, Ira Diamond, who is playing and singing with us tonight.
Yay, Ira.
So welcome to our very different-looking Kabbalat Shabbat band. Rabbi could not be with us tonight, and he wanted to convey this message. Ron was in an accident. So he's okay, but he was hit by a car as a pedestrian. So he was on a business trip in Charlotte, North Carolina, and I don't have specifics on what happened or how it happened, but he broke his leg in a couple of different places. Thank goodness that's the extent of the injuries. So Rabbi flew out this morning to be with him, and they're flying back sometime tomorrow, because they're not sure if he needs surgery, but if he does, it's something that's going to take months to recover from, and they want him to be in Los Angeles for the recovery rather than stuck in Charlotte. So Rabbi said he wishes he could be here, but of course he needs to be with his husband tonight. But of course we're going to all think of Ron and send our prayers. If you want to send an email to Rabbi conveying your prayers and your love, he will more than welcome that. So he wanted me to let everyone know the reason that he couldn't be with us tonight. So it's hard to transition from that, but thank goodness he is okay. He is conscious. He's speaking. It didn't hit his head at all. The extent of the injury is really just the leg. Right now it's more in pain than anything. He's in pain. So we send Rabbi and we send Ron all of our love. And of course, I wanted to get back into our Kabbalat Shabbat mode because we have such an incredible service tonight. We have Dr. Ben-Or, who is with us, our scholar in residence this weekend, who will be gracing us with an incredible talk later on in the service. And tomorrow as well will be leading us in our Torah study and discussion in the morning. And as always, Kabbalat Shabbat is a time for us to sing together. So we are here not as performers, but as musicians to enhance our experience, our worship experience. So we invite all of you to participate, to sing, and as I always say, even if you don't know the words, la, 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 exactly. So I would love to invite Arlene and Louis Forsythe up to help us bless our candles and do the Kiddush with us, so please come on up. And we're on the first page. You got it. Yeah. A little bit more. trick candles tonight.
Watch the finger.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav.
We're going to start over and do the candle.
I knew that was going to happen.
So Baruch
Atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu l'hadlik ner Shabbat.
We ask for all who are able to please rise for the Kiddush.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei peri hagafen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav v'ratzavanu v'shabbat kodsho be'ahava uvratzon hinchilanu zikaron lema'aseh v'reishit ki hu yom tehila למקראי קודש, זכר ליציאת מצרים, קיוונו בחרת, ואותנו קידשת, מכל העמים, ושבת קודשך באהבה וברצון הנחלתנו. ברוך אתה אדוני מקדש השבת. לחיים. 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 Please be seated. The wonders of medical science teach us that our bodies are always changing. Nothing ever stays the same. Think about it. Our hair falls out and it's replaced. Or sometimes not. Skin cells, which start layers underneath, replace the skin cells that fall off. The cells in our heart replace each other over the course of years. So whether over days, weeks, months, and years, in fact, our entire body is different. What we walk around with in the world is different from moment to moment, from day to day, from Shabbat to Shabbat. On this evening of Shabbat, when we have the opportunity to receive what our tradition calls the extra soul of Shabbat, we're able to take a step back, take stock of what has changed, and ultimately to take the opportunity to offer a new song unto God. Shiru l'Adonai kol haaretz. Shiru l'Adonai shir chadash. Page 2. Shiru l'Adonai kol haaretz. Shiru l'Adonai hear that song. Shiru l'Adonai kol haaretz. Shiru l'Adonai shir chadash. Shiru
I will sing unto God a new song.
We rise together on page 2 for Chatzi Kaddish.
יתגדל ויתקדש שמי רבה.
Amen.
ואלמד יברח ירצה והמליך מלכותי. בחייכון וביומכון וחיי דכל בית ישראל. בעגלה בעגלה ובזמן קריב ואמרו
Amen. Yehi Shmei Rabba Mevarach
לעולם לעלמי עלמיה יתברך יתברך וישתבח ויתפאר ויתרומם ויתנשא ויתהדר ויתעלה ויתהלל שמי דקדושה לילה מן כל ברכתה ושירתה
תושבחתה ונחמתה דמירן
בעלמה ואמרו אמן.
We face the entrance. We remain standing, but we face each other once again in the circle for the Shema. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. 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 Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto Le'olam Va'ed. Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto Le'olam Va'ed. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Please be seated.
Thou shalt love the Lord thy God with all thy heart, with all thy soul, and with all thy mind. And these words which I command you on this day shall be upon your heart, shall be upon your heart. And thou shalt teach them diligently unto thy children. And thou shalt speak of them when thou sittest in thy house, sittest in thy house, when thou walkest by the way, and when thou liest down, and when thou risest up, and thou shalt bind them for a sign upon thy hand, and they shall be for frontlets between thine eyes. And thou shalt write them on the doorposts of thy house, and upon thy gates, and upon thy gates, and ye may remember and do all of my commandments, and be holy unto your God, unto your God, unto your God. In evenings like this, when we have Ron on our mind, when we have the world that is in pain, we remember that redemption is not always the happy-go-lucky song. Redemption is also something we must work at. It is a shared task between God and humanity. So as we do the hard work of finding the ways to redeem ourselves and allowing God to help in that work, we sing Michamocha. How amazing are you? Who is like you, our God, who allows us to cross the sea, both in ancient times and the seas that we find ourselves in today. Let's try that. La la la. We enter our Amidah, our standing prayer, on the bottom of page 3 and the top of page 4. Let's rise together.
Ana
turn east for the Amidah.
Baruch
Atah
Adonai, Eloheinu, Elohei Avotenu ve'imotenu, Elohei Avraham, Elohei Yitzchak, Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, Elohei Leah, Ha'el Hagadol Hagibor ve'hanora, El Elyon, Gomel Chasadim Tovim, Ve'konei Hakol, Ve'zocher Chastei Avot ve'imahot, U'mevii Geula livnei v'neihem, Le'ma'an Shemo be'ahava, Melech Chozer u'Moshia u'Magen, Baruch atah Adonai, Magen Avraham, Bezrat Sarah, Atah Gibor Leolam Adonai, Mechayei HaKol atah Rav Lehoshia, Mashiv HaRuach u'Morid HaGashem, Mechalkel Chayim Bechesed, Mechayei HaKol berachamim rabim, Somech noflim verofei cholim, Umatir asurim, Umekayem emunato, Lishenei afar, Micha mocha ba'al gevurot, Umido melach, Melech meimid u'mechayen, U'matzmiach Yeshua, V'ne'emanata lehachayot hakol, Baruch atah Adonai, Mechayei hakol, Atah kadosh v'shimcha kadosh, Ukdoshim b'chol yom yalu chasela, Baruch atah Adonai, Ha'el HaKadosh.
We take a moment to reflect silently. When you're finished, feel free to have a seat.
Ma yafeh hayom, Shabbat shalom. Ma yafeh hayom, Shabbat shalom. Shabbat, Shabbat shalom. Shabbat, Shabbat shalom. Shabbat, Shabbat shalom. Shabbat shalom. Ma yafeh hayom, Shabbat shalom. Ma yafeh hayom, Shabbat shalom. Shabbat
thoughts of peace in our heads, we grant peace to those who are suffering right now. We think of those who are in need of physical, emotional, or spiritual healing. And of course, I'm sure Ron is on all of our minds at this moment, as well as those who have been involved in senseless terrorist acts. And I'm thinking the most recent events in Northern California, thinking of those who are in need of healing from that. While we sing the Misha Berach, let's think of all of our loved ones and all of those who are in need of healing. And during the interlude, as my eyes meet yours, please say the names of those who you were thinking of out loud, and then we'll continue on with our next verse.
As we get ready to invite our scholar in residence to teach us so that we can all learn together, I'd like to call forward Helene Jaffa to introduce my teacher at the Hebrew Union College Jewish Institute of Religion, Dr. Sarah Ben-Or.
I really regard it as a privilege to have been asked to do this introduction. We're going to hear from a sociolinguist, and you hear that and you say, gee, she must be pretentious. And then I have the privilege of introducing one of the least pretentious, one of the most fun professors I've ever met. She's going to talk to us about Jewish languages, not the hard stuff, no Aramaic, no ancient Spanish Judeo-linguistics, the language we all speak. And so some of us speak Brooklyn, like me. Some people speak California, like a few of you. And some people were conservative Jews, and some people were Orthodox Jews, and we might actually slip and say Hashem when we mean the Kodesh Baruch Hu, or QBH if you've hung around JTS. And she knows from those little things we sneak in where we came from, who we are, and even where we're going. So I'm going to go, and it's my pleasure to introduce Professor Sarah Ben-Or. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Wow, what a fun intro. But I actually am going to talk about ancient Judeo languages. I hope that's okay. But I'm going to show you how they relate to our Jewish English today. So let me just start by asking you, how many of you have heard of Yiddish? Okay, how many of you have heard of Ladino? Many of you also. How many of you have heard of Judeo-Arabic? Not that many. Okay, well, Judeo-Arabic is one of many, many Jewish languages that were spoken by Jews throughout the diaspora. And I'm going to show you today that we in America speak a Jewish language too, Jewish English. Today, when your rabbi told me the bad news that he wouldn't be able to be here tonight, I wished his husband a refuah shlema. Now, that means a speedy recovery, a full recovery. I actually said refuah shlema umehira, a full and speedy recovery. So is that Hebrew? Well, yes, it is, but it's also Jewish English because I said it in the context of an English email. And I feel that the way we speak and write in America today is similar to Judeo-Arabic, Judeo-Persian, Judeo-Provençal, Judeo-Malayalam, which is spoken in southern India. And I'm going to give you some examples, and then I'm going to show you how the features of Jewish English are similar to the features of these other Jewish languages. But first, a bit of history. When Jews were expelled from Spain in 1492, they moved to Turkey and Greece and Bulgaria and other places, and many of them maintained their Spanish language, and that is what we know as Ladino. When Jews moved from Germanic lands to Poland and the Ukraine and Russia, they maintained their Germanic language, and that's what we know as Yiddish. Those two languages are actually exceptions in the history of the diaspora, because most Jewish communities actually spoke a variant of the local language. So Judeo-Arabic is Arabic with Hebrew words and distinctive features. Sometimes it might be so different that it would be hard for their non-Jewish neighbors to understand them, but sometimes it would be so similar that they would really be able to have a conversation. So let me give you some quotes from Jewish English. Kita Aleph finished the letter Chet today. We enjoyed singing Hanukkah songs with Mora Debbie and reciting the brachot when lighting the candles. 1C loves Parshat HaShavua. They're always so curious to know what will happen next in the Torah. Now this quote is mostly English, but it has a lot of words from Hebrew. Here's another one. And that one was from a conservative Jewish day school. This one's from an Orthodox man. Whenever you're shaykh, then you can be an aid. Whenever you're not, you're not. So why does Rashi say? That's because dina de malchusa dina. It's because they're, even if not dina de malchusa dina, Rashi says later, because al din hu nitzavu b'nei nayach. The gayam are shaykh to dinim, they're not shaykh to gittin, that's why it's good. What language is that? Well, it's Jewish English. It's primarily English, and it has a lot of Hebrew and Yiddish and Aramaic words, Sorry, I am talking about Aramaic too. And that is what I refer to as Jewish English. Now, that's much different than the way most of us talk. In fact, probably a lot of you didn't really understand that quote, right? It doesn't matter what it means, but the point is there's a continuum of distinctness within Jewish English as there is within every Jewish language. And tomorrow morning, when I speak here at the Torah study, I'm going to be talking about that continuum, and I'm going to be talking about how different Jews in America today use language to present themselves as various kinds of Jews. So how do Jews in America today compare to Jewish languages of the past? Well, we have a non-Jewish base language. That is the language that our Jewish language is based on. And of course, that's English, just as in Iran, the non-Jewish base language is Persian for Judeo-Persian. Then, of course, we have Hebrew influences. Hebrew and Aramaic words from our sacred texts, from our liturgy, from the Bible, for talking about things relating to religious ritual. But we also have Hebrew words for other things that don't necessarily relate to religious ritual. For example, when referring to euphemisms, a lot of Jewish languages have Hebrew words because it sounds better when you use a Hebrew word for euphemism. So for example, in Judeo-Greek, there is the word ruchoth means airs, but it also means farts. And you didn't think I would say fart, did you? Okay. Well, and then in Yiddish, the way to say, one of the kind of funny ways to say toilet paper is asher yotzer papir, which comes from the name for the blessing that one says after going to the bathroom, asher yatzar. And so asher yotzer papir means toilet paper. And we have this in Jewish English too. The word tuchis comes from the Hebrew word tachat, which means under, and it means rear end, right? So there are many examples like this. But then, of course, we also just have words within our English sentences like, who found the afikomen? Well, in Judeo-Arabic, they say, il masa b'ta afikomen, which means the matzah of the afikomen. And in Judeo-Malayalam, in India, they say, minyan kuti, which means he joined the quorum or he had his bar mitzvah. You probably heard the word minyan in there, minyan. In Judeo-Italian, the word mezuzah means mezuzah, but it also means a beautiful woman because it's someone that the speaker would want to kiss. So we have many fun examples like this. Now, in Jewish English today, we have an additional layer of Hebrew influence. In addition to the languages of our texts and our euphemisms, we also have Israeli Hebrew. Israeli Hebrew plays a huge role in the distinctive language that American Jews use. For example, at Jewish summer camps, you might hear a sentence like this. This was something that I heard at Camp Hess Kramer, a local reform camp. After Birkat Hamazon, go to the Teatron for Siyum and follow your madrichim to your tzrifim. Those kinds of sentences you would hear at many different summer camps, and they're using words from Israeli Hebrew within an English structure. But we also have other things that are not words. For example, in some Orthodox communities, you'll hear a click like this. We were walking around and it doesn't matter. That click is from Israeli Hebrew. And it's used by Jews who've spent time in Israel, but also Jews in Orthodox communities because of the Israel connection, because it's kind of a contagious feature. Israeli Hebrew also influences the way that we pronounce words. So we might say Torah, or some people might say Torah. We might say kippah or kippah. And we might say Yom Kippur or Yom Kippur. So the way that we pronounce words is influenced by Israeli Hebrew. Now, Jewish languages also have influences from an ancestor's language. For example, in Yiddish, the way that one says to bless is to bench. You may have heard the word bench, to bench licht, to bless the candles, or to bench meaning say grace after meals. Now that word bench actually comes from Judeo-Italian within Yiddish, because when Yiddish speakers were speaking their Germanic language, they were uncomfortable with the Germanic word for bless, which is segnen, because it also means to make the sign, as in make the sign of the cross. Understandably, Jews didn't want to say this, so they used a word that some of their grandparents used when they came from Italy to Germanic lands, benedice. And benedice became bench. And we still have this word today. That's one example of a previous Jewish language influencing a current Jewish language. And we have a lot of these in Jewish English. Just shout out a Yiddish word that you know that's used in Jewish English. Schmutzig, chutzpah, punim, bashert, oivei, kepi. Okay, yeah, there are hundreds, maybe even thousands. And these Yiddish words that are used within Jewish English, some of them have become part of the general American lexicon, like klutz. A lot of people don't even realize klutz comes from Yiddish. Pastrami, also from Yiddish and Romanian. Now, some Yiddish words, I'll talk about this more tomorrow, but just to give you a little hint, some Yiddish words have been decreasing among American Jews. So younger people are less likely to use them. Words like kepi, macher, mensch, although mensch is still pretty popular. But some words are actually increasing. So words like daven and shul and bench, because those words are used in the religious domain, and they have become a marker of Jewish religiosity in interesting ways. So another feature of Jewish English is distinctive features that are unrelated to Hebrew or Yiddish. And this also happens in Jewish languages around the world. As I said before, some Jewish languages have very distinctive pronunciations in relation to their non-Jewish correlate. And we have this in Jewish English too. For example, we heard in the introduction about New York speech. And there is interesting evidence that among people who are not from New York, Jews are more likely than non-Jews to use certain New York features. So saying orange instead of orange, or waiting online versus waiting in line. There's a bunch of these kinds of features that Jews tend to use because of their New York connections, even though they haven't lived in New York. And we also have the curious feature that I call overlapping, which means interrupting, kind of. So has anyone ever been told that they interrupt or they talk too much? So some people think of this as a Jewish feature of speech, but next time someone tells you that, you can say, I'm not interrupting, I'm just overlapping. And then we have distinctive intonations, like I just used, I'm overlapping. Or you heard that in the quote that I said before with the right? That kind of intonation, those kinds of things don't come from Yiddish, they don't come from, maybe a little bit, they don't come from Hebrew. They're distinctive features. Now, one difference between Jewish English and other languages throughout history is our writing system. We don't write our language in Hebrew letters, whereas most of the Jewish languages throughout history have been written in Hebrew letters because we live at a time of very high rates of literacy. And it would be weird for us to write our language in a different alphabet when we learn how to write English in school. And that's true for other contemporary Jewish communities around the world. The Jews in France today, and in Sweden today, and in Brazil today don't write Brazilian, Portuguese, or Swedish, or French in Hebrew letters. They write it in their local language because they tend to be literate. So now some people feel that because of this writing issue, that Jewish English shouldn't be considered a Jewish language because it's not a Judeo language written in those Hebrew letters. And I say it doesn't really matter what alphabet it's written in. What matters is that we have so many distinctive features that are similar to how other Jewish languages have been written throughout history. So to sum up, I would say that Jews in America are following the traditions of diaspora Jewish history. And when we use Hebrew words and Yiddish words and other distinctive features, we're not only connecting with other Jews locally, but we are connecting with other Jews around the world and throughout history. Shabbat Shalom, a good Shabbos, and Buen Shabbat.
Thank you so much, Dr. Ben-Or. And again, tomorrow morning at 9 a.m., we're going to begin with a nosh. Where does nosh come from? Dr. Ben-Or, is nosh Yiddish? Yiddish. So we'll start with a nosh at 9 a.m., and then around 9:20 or so, we'll move into the sanctuary for another speech by Dr. Ben-Or. I'd like to invite Deb Falcon. We're starting in the social hall in the morning. Deb Falcon will be officially welcoming us tonight as a member of the board. Thank you for being with us.
Thank you. Shabbat Shalom, everyone. Welcome to our Shabbat service. This evening, the Oneg is being hosted by the Temple Akiba Sisterhood. We extend our thanks to Arlene and Louis Forshad for not only the double duty of lighting the Shabbat candles, but also leading us in the Kiddush. Thank you. I'm sure you have your programs with you, so I don't need to report everything on there. I can just highlight some things. And the first thing I do want to highlight, I am certainly looking forward to hearing Dr. Sarah Bernard tomorrow morning. I say Florida, and my daughter makes fun of me. So as Lonnie just said, we meet for a nosh here in the social hall, and then we will continue in the sanctuary. I invite all of you to attend. There is going to be a Shabbat service the day after Thanksgiving. Everybody is invited. The men's group is having a movie night. What was the movie, Herman? Shiva. It starts at 6:30. This should be a lot of fun. The fourth graders are going to be leading a Shabbat Shira service on December 1st. It starts at 6:30. Watching these little kids do that kind of performance it's a machaya. Then there are 2 bar mitzvahs coming up, and a Hanukkah boutique that's sponsored by the Sisterhood on December 3rd. It'll be here in the social hall from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. So I invite everybody to attend that. You'll find all that you need for Hanukkah. So once again, I wish you all a Shabbat Shalom, and thank you for being here.
Dr. Ben-Or just taught us about the power of language and the history that we have. Each of us Jews, not just those of us that are not Jews in the rest of the world, we understand from our Tower of Babel story that language has the unique ability to divide us. And our concluding prayer, the Aleinu, reminds us that our goal, our redemption, is that on one day the world will be one, and God's name will be one in language, in heart, and in mind. So we rise together on the top of page 5, Aleinu l'shabeach.
Aleinu l'shabeach
La'adon ha'kol, la'tetz gedula le'otzer breshit, shelo asanu k'goyei ha'aratzot, ולא שמענו
כמשפחות האדמה, שלא שם חלקנו כהם, וגור עלינו ככל המונם, ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים, הקדוש ברוך הוא, ונאמר והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד ושמו אחד.
We remember now the names of those that we have lost in years past. We begin with Shloshim, those who have died in the past 30 days. I don't have names on my list, but is there anyone who is in Shloshim at this time? And we remember the yartzites, the anniversaries of those who have died in years past. I'll begin with the names that are of plaques that are located in our Sue and Jerry Erfrig Memorial Room, including Tilly Baskin, Irving Benjamin, Hyman Berman, Maurice Kahn, Ida Kimmelman, Morris Kimmelman, Frank Klitzner, Ann Leibowitz, Harriet Mann, Gussie Mursky, and Abraham Pachansky. And we add to those names Beverly Ball, Maurice Burns, Terry Bindman, Ida Chelner, George Greenberg, Robert Heyman, Walter Host, Edith Kaplan, Celia Katz, thank you, Aaron Leviton, Bernice Mintz, Sam Perlick, Bernice Rosenfield, Leah Sargent Finkelstein, thank you, Jill Sylvan, Edward Tobin, Saray Unterberger, Aaron Erfrig, and Ben Waxman. Is there any other yartzites that people in our congregation are remembering at this time? And we turn to page 5 and say the Kaddish Yatom, the mourner's Kaddish, together. Yit Gadal v'yit Kadash, Shemei Rabbah, Be'alma divrach hirite v'yamlich malchute, B'chayechon u'v'yomechon, u'v'chaye dechol Beit Yisrael, Ba'agala u'v'zman kari v'imru Amen. Yehi Shmei Rabbah mevorach le'alam olmei almaya. Yit barach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh. V'yitadar v'yitale v'yitalal Shemei dekudisha brichu. Le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata. Tushpechata v'nechemata. Damiran be'alma v'imru Amen. Yehi Shlama Rabbah min Shemaya. V'chayim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael, v'imru Amen. Oseh shalom b'imromav, hu ya'aseh shalom, aleinu v'al kol Yisrael, v'imru Amen. May the one who makes peace bring peace to all of us, to all Israel, and all over the land, all over the world. And together we say, Amen. Amen. Feel free to put your programs down. We are going to end our service with the singing of a nigun. And if you're near someone, put your arm around them. And of course, please join us. This time, all we sing is la la la, so you don't have to know the words.
La 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 la
And of course, our tradition is we either have to be touching the challah or touching someone who's touching the challah. So everyone come on over. Let's create a web around the challah.
There we go.
Ha-motzi lachem min haaretz. We give thanks to God for bread. Our voices join in happy chorus as our prayer is humbly said. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, hamotzi lachem min haaretz, b'tei avon. Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat shalom. Ay, nay, 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 ay, nay, 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 nay. Shabbat shalom. Ay, nay, 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 ay, nay, 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 ay, nay, 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 nay. Yeah.
Just to let you know, services in December, all services in December will be at 6:30. No 7 o'clock services. All services in December at 6:30 p.m. Shabbat shalom.